Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to my channel, Paresh Joshi, TFS Consultant. This is a sustainability channel and our sole goal is to spread awareness on sustainability to the globe, to the global community. And I welcome all of you. This time, as I had promised, I'm going to talk on Sustainable Development Goals, which is called SDGs, developed by United Nations in 2015, and how these goals have come up and what are these goals. We will be explaining one by one all 17 goals in the next 17 weeks. Our team will work very hard and put the interpretation of each goal on each of the social media channels like LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. This video I'm making for YouTube viewers. So let's talk. Let me tell you first of all what happened, How did UN came in? We know that there were World Wars I and II. So in 1945, UN came into existence when 51 countries decided to work together and establish peace and harmony in the world. So UN came in, and then there were issues discussed. In 1988, IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, came into existence, which was established by UNEP, United Nations Environment Program. So that was the beginning, and it was decided that IPCC will give its consolidated report through various panels of scientists spread over the world, and every 5 years. If you remember, in 2021, they gave the last report in which they talked about code red for humanity. That is, we are heading for a climate disaster. So that was the beginning of IPCC. And then in 1992, UNFCCC, means United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, came into existence. And this meets every year and discuss about the programs. So in the year 2000, UN decided that there has to be some goals developed for the universe so that all 193 members of the UN follow those rules and bring in climate protection. So these were called MDGs, Millennium Development Goals. And there were 8 such goals which were brought in by UN in the year 2000. One more adoption was done that every country will determine its goals informally and no need of any guidance or any pressure on its own. And they will be called nationally determined contributions, NDCs. So this way, each country will come up with NDCs and declare their NDCs at each COP meetings, Conference of Parties. If you remember this time at Glasgow, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi declared that we will achieve net zero by 2070. That is our NDC. So that is how it was going on. Now the most important protocols or the decisions taken, agreements, the Kyoto Protocol. Now, Kyoto Protocol was mainly focused on supporting developing countries by the developed countries. But that did not work. That was almost a failure, with some results achieved. Then came in 2015 the Paris Accord or the Paris Agreement, in which it was decided that these 8 MDGs have to be superseded by some better developed goals. And these goals were named as SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. So at that time, 17 such Sustainable Development Goals were developed by two independent groups. One is UN and other is a groups. And UN made agenda and groups discussed with several institutions, academia, businesses and governments and social NGOs, etc. And these 17 SDGs were developed. These 17 SDGs are very important from the point of view that these are developed to be achieved by 2030. So what is expected is that the CO2 emissions will be peaked by 2030 and we will achieve net zero by 2050. So these SDGs are being carried forward by each country, all the UN members, and each country is working on this. If you remember, there was a great discussion on SDGs and NDCs in latest Glasgow COP26. So this time we are hopeful that the temperature rise over the pre-industrialized timing will not exceed 2 degrees and we will be able to keep it to 1.5 degrees. And if that succeeds, then there will be a lot of benefits, a lot of disasters will come down. Those wildfires, tsunamis and droughts, everything will come down. And if we fail to do this, and if the temperature goes to 4 degrees by the end of the century, there will be havoc and that will be climate catastrophe. So this is very important for all of us. If you remember, one of the president of a country gave presentation in COP26 standing in an ocean with a table and pledged to the world, please take some action. So matter is very serious. Some countries have started taking actions like Chile. Chile has started developing its constitution, again, a new constitution with respect to climate change. And there are similar 11 countries who are doing this. But the major countries are still behind, like US, India, China, and these countries must work very hard. So we will be starting SDGs series from next week, and this is just a precursor. So I would request all of you to share, view, comment and subscribe to my channel, and God bless you all and all the best wishes for achievement of SDGs by 2030. Thank you.